day I've been thinking, I want you to be happier, I want you to be happier. When the morning comes and we see what we've become, in the cold light of day we're a flame in the wind, not the fire that we begun. Every argument, every word we can't take back, 'cause with all that has happened I think that we both know the way that the story ends. Then only for a minute I want to change my mind, 'cause this just don't feel right to me.
How's it going, bros? My name is PewDiePie, Epic Gamer here. Today we're playing a game. We're gonna figure out which one of these 5 gamers is the actual fake gamer. That's right. I genuinely think I'm good at this. I can tell whenever I'm talking to people. They know I do gaming and they're like, oh yeah, no, I'm gamer too. I'm totally like, we're just the same. No, you're not. Don't even try. I love watching my brother play, blah, blah, blah. Then you're not a gamer. Oh, I love playing on my phone. Then you're not a gamer. Oh, I love playing on my Xbox. Not a gamer. Oh, I love speedrunning. Not a gamer. Just pathetic. Also, I said this before, but I remember back in my day, when I was young, I couldn't tell people I was a gamer. I would get judged. Oh, pathetic. You fucking bait. You play games, you nerd. That's what it was like in Sweden. We had to hide it. I was a minority. let me finish sentence. I was a minority of people that played video games, but were still cool. Yeah, I'll call myself cool. I don't care if that sounds cringe. Because there was the genuine people that were just like nerds, gamers. And then there was this minority of the finest specimen. I should stop talking. All right, the point is, I walked so you can run. Now people are faking being gamers to pretend. Pathetic. Anyway, start the video. Let's go. This is Jubilee, 5 gamers versus 1 fake gamer. And we can play along. I'm so excited. What is that? Is this tag hanging out? All right, this guy is definitely a gamer because he has an unfunny shirt. If the one thing gamers love, it's unfunny shirts. They just can't get enough. I know a couple people watching this right now and they're looking down like, oh, god damn it. All right. He's right.
We brought together 6 gamers.
I'm a gamer.
And I'm a gamer.
Hey, sorry. Whenever I hear a woman say they're a gamer, it makes me laugh.
And I'm a gamer.
I'm a gamer.
I am a gamer.
I'm a gamer.
1 is a liar. If the group discovers who the liar is, they'll split a cash prize.
Oh, they get money. Hey, so there's incentive to actually do well. Well, I never actually watched these. I know they do a ton of them. I just wanted to see if I can spot a gamer,
If
really.
the liar survives, they win the entire prize.
What? So you're highly incentivized to maybe do a little, like, research and stuff? Because do they know what topic they're going to pretend to be? Surely they do. They're going to be like, oh, you might want to, like, come up with...
Welcome to r/relationships, where OP is infertile, but his wife gets pregnant. Uh-oh. This is obviously an alt, but on my real account, I post pictures on a few makeup subs. I get nice comments, but I always get rude messages about how my makeup is looking disgusting, and I'm ugly, and makeup can't help an ugly face. That I should kill myself, and looking at my photo made them want to throw up. I even got some scary messages saying they knew where I lived and they sent me my full name and birthday and college I go to. That was really terrifying. Every comment of mine was also downvoted. Someone was doing this to me and it really hurt my feelings. I tried not to take it personally because I thought they didn't even know anything about me. I tried deleting and making new accounts, but they always found me. Well, my boyfriend was asleep, and I saw the Reddit app, so I wanted to see his profile so I could stalk him. I found his real account, and I found a couple other accounts too. He was sending me the messages and downvoting everything I'd post. I feel so horrified. I've gone to him so many times crying about these messages, especially the ones saying they knew my personal info and telling me they vomited after seeing my photos. He'd comfort me and all that. I feel so scared, I don't know what to do. And Alex, if you find this, I hate you. OP, that isn't just a red flag. This is like several steps above a red flag. This is like a factory that makes red flags. This dude is seriously messed up and you need to run, not walk out of that relationship ASAP. My husband seems to have a work wife, and it makes me incredibly uncomfortable. He says they talk about everything. She understands him so well, and that it's totally normal since he spends 9 hours a day. Man, I don't know what to do. I set up an appointment on Monday to see if there's any chance it could be mine. If it is mine, often has her taking clients out for dinner, and it's not uncommon for her to get back later in the evening. She's definitely had a busy last few months, but that's not uncommon for her job. She always wears one of the for some fling when we seem to have such, and sure enough, they're all positive. At first I was stuck with azoospermia last December. Blockage in the pipes just meant I wasn't actually producing any sperm when finishing. It's curable with surgery thankfully, and we finally got it scheduled this July. She's got a high libido, as do I, so we've still been very active, but there should have been no way I could have gotten her pregnant. She missed her period this week. I couldn't imagine that she might actually be pregnant, right? The babies are bottled in until they get the blockage out. She took on board with your boundaries, or this relationship is doomed. Our next Reddit post is from Throw Away My Spermazoa. My wife and I have been married for 3 years, together for 6. She's always been one of the most amazing people I've ever met. No huge fights, love languages match up, and we're both fairly active people, which has been why we've always had a really strong relationship for so long. That's why this is so difficult for me. We've both been doing pretty well in our careers the last few years. She's in marketing and I work independently as an IT consultant, allowing me to set my own hours and be pretty flexible. We decided last year that we wanted to start a family, her most likely keeping her job full-time and me scaling back to part-time. We've been anxious, but pretty excited to have our own kids. Long story short, I was diagnosed with azoospermia last December. Blockage in the pipes just meant I wasn't actually producing any sperm when finishing. It's curable with surgery thankfully, and we finally got it scheduled this July. She's got a high libido, as do I, so we've still been very active, but there should have been no way I could have gotten her pregnant. She missed her period this week. I couldn't imagine that she might actually be pregnant, right? The babies are bottled in until they get the blockage out. She took 3 tests though, and sure enough, they're all positive. At first I was stunned because this shouldn't be possible. She's never been unfaithful to me in the past and never given me a reason not to trust her. I'm not the jealous type, but I'm literally stuck. The doctor said this couldn't happen. And I can't believe my wife would jeopardize the future we've been so excited for over some fling, when we seem to have such a great emotional and physical connection. My wife's been ecstatic. She's given no indication of any guilt or worry that she may have cheated. She was so excited when she first found out that I didn't express my worries then. But she left for work, and now I feel completely torn. What if she did cheat? Looking back now, there's a few tiny things that didn't seem to be an issue, but now have me racking my brain for clues. Her job often has her taking clients out for dinner, and it's not uncommon for her to get back later in the evening. She's definitely had a busy last few months, but that's not uncommon for her job. She always wears one of the same 2 perfumes, but she came back one night smelling completely different. I remember seeing a text message on her lock screen of just a winky face a different time, but assumed it was one of her girlfriends. Man, I don't know what to do. I set up an appointment on Monday to see if there's any chance it could be mine. If it is mine, and I accuse her of cheating, I feel like the world's biggest butthole. But she's coming home in a few hours, and I don't know what I'm going to say to her. I can't stop thinking of these small things that may have been her cheating and I just didn't see it. Do I wait until the doctor appointment Monday before talking to her, or do I bring up these insecurities while she's celebrating the pregnancy? I'm worried I won't be able to hide what's going on. Then OP posted an update. First, I just want to thank everyone who reached out and offered a similar story. I can't believe how many people told me they're completely sterile and ended up being able to have kids anyways. I took a lot of what you guys said to heart. I had an ex of mine from years ago end up cheating on me, and it really left a scar for a while. It wasn't until I got more involved with sports and getting in better shape that I was able to try and move on. My wife and I actually met in a soccer league we were in together. We've had so much trust for so long that I thought those fears had gone away. It wasn't until now that I really started to feel shaken like that again. But I didn't want to let my past get in the way of what could be just a huge blessing. A few people really articulated the right way to communicate my feelings in a way that wasn't accusatory and respectful of my wife, who's never given me a reason to doubt her. It's not uncommon for her to sometimes be home late, and she'll usually like to go straight to bed. I didn't want to dump this on her immediately and decided to give myself a night to sleep on it. I got up pretty early just being restless, went for a run, and cleared my mind. I couldn't wait any longer. I made our favorite omelets and told her I needed to talk about something. You know I'm not Ashley, right? She knows me well. Ashley's my ex who cheated. So first I apologized. I apologized because I let this build up in my head for so long without talking with her about it sooner. What should be a blessing has been nothing but insecurity and fear for me. We talked for a while. I told her how happy it made me to see her ecstatic and excited for the baby. I told her how much I loved the relationship that we built together, and I felt like a butthole for questioning her loyalty. She'd never given me a reason not to trust her, and that I still couldn't emotionally get over the thoughts of infidelity because of my ex. She thanked me for telling her, and she knew how hard it was for me to get over that. She volunteered to have us get a paternity test right when he or she is born, which made me feel a lot better at first. But something still felt off. I honestly don't know why. Something about how she was so eager to get a paternity test and almost not mad at me at all for having kept this from her. Normally, she would have been upset that I didn't bring it up right away, but there was just a weird feeling I couldn't shake for the rest of the day. It seemed like she was saying all the right things, but I couldn't get rid of this clawing feeling inside my head. Maybe I'm just being paranoid. Maybe there's a gut feeling that I need to listen to. But I ended up going to the appointment alone, as we decided it would be good to see if I still needed the surgery. Turns out it's obstructive azoospermia. I've read so many stories about people who are supposed to be infertile end up getting pregnant. So I brought that up, and how my wife's pregnancy was affecting me. The urologist thought it would be pretty unlikely that I wouldn't need surgery to have a kid with how mine was presenting itself. He mainly tried to skirt around the topic, but mostly pushed me towards making sure she was actually pregnant. Being there didn't really help. I feel like I just got more uncertainty. She had another night being out to 8:30 last night. We talked about scheduling an appointment to verify the pregnancy when she got home. She seemed a little confused, but then quickly agreed. She promised to do it in the morning. I asked how work had gone, and she gave me kind of a non-committal answer about our boss pushing too much and being stressed out. There's nothing huge there, but she just seemed off. I really couldn't put my finger on it. We were still acting all lovey-dovey, but something just felt wrong, and I couldn't talk about it without repeating the same conversation we had Sunday. I've been trying to throw myself into work to distract myself, but I haven't been able to focus. We have a joint checking account that we'll sometimes move money in and out of, but really only use it for groceries or household items unless we talk about it beforehand. This morning, she moved half of it to hers, about $1,700. We don't do that. She's never needed to before. And I checked our healthcare portal, and she made the appointment for the one-time Thursday that I mentioned I was busy working on site. We were supposed to go together. I'm starting to go crazy. How do I bring this up that isn't me just having the same conversation again? I'm looking into getting a second opinion for myself. But I need a litmus test from objective outsiders to know if I'm really losing it or if this seems weird to someone else. And then, in this absolutely epic saga, OP posts a third update. I'm sorry to drag y'all through the worst of my insecurities. I definitely channeled quite a bit of my negative thoughts into what I posted. But hey, that's what anonymous people are good for sometimes, I guess. Anyways, we finally sat down after she got home last night. I told her everything that was going on. The urologist, the money, the upcoming appointment. I told her, even with all her reassurances, too many suspect things kept happening. She agreed how everything looked and immediately apologized. She didn't realize how much my last ex's cheating was still affecting me. She knew I was off going into the weekend, but thought we addressed that. We talked about it Sunday, but I can get pretty internal with all these worries and not show them outwardly. And so, while she thought we were still communicating, I wasn't. We decided to start from the beginning and go through everything together. The money was the real problem for me. She agreed how inconsiderate it was where my head was at to do that without mentioning it. Apparently, the prenatal visits are so structured that they want you to set up a payment plan with them right away, and she wanted to make sure it was squared away to keep the appointment. She offered without me prompting to call them with me tomorrow to verify that, or if I really wanted, we could move the money back. She does get better rewards out of hers, so it kind of made sense. We read up on obstructive azoospermia, and it doesn't seem like they're often invisible force fields. It seems like only the actual absence of the vas deferens actually guarantees complete infertility, so it's possible for some to get through. We're going to go back to the original specialist I was working with last year and hopefully get a clearer picture. It turns out the appointment she made was the only time they had available so soon and figured it'd be best not to wait. I told her I took off work to go with and she was relieved I could join. Once again, she said all the right things and seems genuine about getting us on the same page. After going through each thing, I was just wishing I believed her a little more before. She's stressed out with work and when she'll have to take off, but she really seemed to want to go out of her way to alleviate my concerns. She even offered an open phone policy if needed. We did look at the winky face text I'd seen, and it was just a girlfriend. I declined to go through her phone right now, since I don't want to be that husband. This has really made me take a deep deeper look at what's in my past and how that still affects me today. Even thinking back to the weekend, it was so hard to see in the moment how much all the uncertainty was affecting me. That level of anxiety literally makes you question what around you is real. I think trust but verify is the best way to put it. I was just trying to verify without any of the trust is all. This has all put a strain on our marriage right now, but I'm feeling a bit more like we're a team again working towards easing that. She thought that a non-invasive prenatal pregnancy test as soon as possible was a great idea, as long as we also get some kind of counseling together. I'm not big on therapy, but I can probably agree that it'll most likely help. I'm feeling a little better about everything. Thanks again to everyone who reached out and shared their own story. And most of all, those who helped me try to communicate fairly through all of this. It's time for me to hopefully be a father. Update: the paternity test came back initially positive for anyone that's going to see this. Smiley face. Man, OP, you have got a winner with that wife. I feel like a lot of people would have gotten defensive or insulted and tried to turn it into a fight. But the level of understanding that she showed you was incredible. I feel like any guy would feel insecure in that situation, and she very quickly
You want to get the hammer and hammer it out? A little bit more that way? No.
Hey, this ain't no monster truck pull.
See, baby.
What are you doing?
It's gonna pull the front end around. I'm gonna gas it.
I don't want to come in below that face.
No, you're not. You're not. You're okay. You're 4 inches above it here.